Bam! Welcome. Yep, we're running a little bit late tonight. My foster kid showed up to pick up his stuff. We got a new program that's going down to smash the divorce court in the face down there tomorrow. And we're going to make some changes to what we're doing based off of this program. Well, you can make the changes if you find value in it. I can't tell you guys what the program is yet until I get that file stamp copy picture of the file stamp with the case number on it. So they're not giving him any more of a harder time than they're trying to give us. So, welcome to the show tonight, Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors, and in tonight's show, we're going to be talking about talking trash to the judge. Yep. And before we get started, tonight's video, tonight's live stream, and every video is brought to you by Shattered by Corruption. That's my... Okay, I got to work on that face. Yeah, you guys know his book that my girlfriend wrote. You know, she's my wife too. She's my girlfriend more. But anyway, we won't get into all that. And you guys can find that book on Amazon. I'm going to post it on my website as soon as I can figure out how to put the link to the book so I don't have to be mailing things because I don't do that too well. Keep up. So, welcome to the show tonight. So, let's get started. So before we get started, I want to talk about, well, you know, a couple of things that come up. and so I think some of you guys are probably going to enjoy this just a little, and that's all right. All right, so I'm working on this deal with divorce people down here who got their head in the wrong place or whatever, and working on my own stuff to use. Well, for my family, I beef up the stuff, and then that beefed up stuff I put into premium package, you know, the March 5 package or the prosecutor eliminated package, or there's another one for stopping the jet. Anyway, so, but you know, the changes that we're making, we're also going to add to the packages that you guys are, and I'm going to share with you that in the next updated instructional video. Oh, so y'all need to go over there and watch the new updated instructional video in a few days when I get it out. But I'm also going to talk about it on Twitter. So if you're on the coaching page, if you're there on the coaching page, that's where you learn about the first stuff that you need to learn about. On the coaching page there. So a couple of things that we're running into with this situation with working with my kid here, with Rodney. I'm just going to call him Rodney because he's a grown man, but he's still, oh my God, I'm old. Anyway, so when you're working with my paperwork, and what I'm going to suggest that you do when you're all done, and be mindful of this while you're working on it, is to go through and do the clear F thing, you know, pops up out of the little window where you could put in one word and search the whole document. Yeah, I'm going to suggest that you do that. And you want to search the plaintiff and you want to search the defendant. And you want to make sure that each word that pulls up, you check and make sure that if you're the plaintiff, that you're there. If you're not the plaintiff, that is switched around. Okay? Because the only way we can keep up with the fraud, what these people are doing, is to file stuff in their case to crush their case, in which case you're the defendant. And then if you copy and paste the stuff like I do and put it back over here to start again, then over here, you might be the plaintiff because you're the... Okay, so what the hell is the difference, Coach? Okay, I just like to keep it simple. Okay, if you paid to file the case, then you're the plaintiff. If you didn't pay to file a case and they're screwing you over and drag your happy, all right, then you're the defendant. So when you're done and while you're doing this, you have to be mindful to check if you're the plaintiff, if you're the defendant. If you're the plaintiff, then you want to make sure that you check that everywhere it says the plaintiff, it's you kicking their butt. And you see what I'm saying? Okay. So that's what I figured out from doing my own stuff. And I know some of you guys have been saying this or whatever is confusing and complicated. And so I'm a coach. And so I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm just saying. Okay. So, the whole thing is confusing and complicated because the whole system that you've been trained to believe for your whole life is a bunch of crap. The whole thing is a bunch of crap. And the property system is structured to do exactly what it's doing, and that's to steal your property. As soon as you miss a payment or whatever, they register your deed in their office, they send you a fake-ass copy, and then they keep the original deed, and then they have total control of your property. Then they're able to reclassify your property from private property to residential, commercial, or agriculture, probably for the sole person taxing. Okay, so let's get on to the judge. So the judge and the attorney work together. So how do you talk crap to the judge? Well, if you're smart, you're doing this in your paperwork. But, if you have to face a judge, there's, for me, number one, I would be wanting to know, and I blame everything on the legal team because I'm not that smart, and so everything's on the legal team, and so that way it kind of relieves you of the responsibility to liability. Anyway, so I just blame the legal team. Judge, my legal team wanted me to ask you if we're going by what rules that the court's going to be operating from. And, of course, the judge is going to say the local rules, or the judge may not say anything. If he doesn't, then I would go on and say my legal team said we're operating from the local rules. Is that true? Because the local rules, I looked it up, and the local rules are structured at each location. You people that are bar members. And in my opinion, my legal team's opinion is that these local rules were structured to rush my case through without providing due process to me. So that's, okay, so my legal team also wanted me to ask you if this is a court of record, or and if it is a court of record, is it an administrative hearing or a judicial hearing? Because my legal team said in a judicial hearing I would have rights, and the court would look at my stuff and they wouldn't assume things and call me. But in an administrative hearing, my legal team said the court doesn't care or listen to anything that anybody has to say that's not getting paid over there in the group of people running the RICO operation. I'm just saying. Oh. So if it's an administrative process and the state is paying you, and the state is paying the prosecutor, and the state is paying damn, everybody's getting paid by the state except, So if it's an administrative process, it's not connected to the Constitution, or okay. So here's something, and I want to throw this on the table. One of the things that I would do if I had to attend the hearing, and I was going to do it at Rodney's hearing the other day on Zoom, because you can get away with a lot of shit on Zoom, because they can't. What are you going to do? Send the Zoom police to your house? So yeah, I was like, oh, okay. So when they have the Zoom hearing, I would just be asking the judge these things about the court's jurisdiction. How could the court have jurisdiction if it's not an injured party? Um, Judge, there's one other thing that I want to do. Okay, so at the beginning of the hearing, what I would do is stand up and swear yourself in. I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. I'm not sure which is the right hand. So help me God, and by the whatever. And then I would look at the judge and I would say, Judge, I would like the rest of these people to swear themselves in also. And I would like you to swear yourself in as well because I think you have a conflict of interest and I would like to make sure that you're not lying to me. Oh, wait. If they refuse to swear themselves in, I'd like the record to reflect that they're refusing to swear themselves in, and so they're probably going to lie. Oh, and you know, the thing about challenging the judge, and if you're in court, you have to be real nice about it, and you have to kind of, you got to kind of play along and make it look like that, oh, that you're not going to agree. Oh, see, that is the number one thing they need. They need your consent. They need Ronnie's consent. And he didn't consent. And in the end, they said, "Oh, we're gonna do a journal entry, whatever." And he didn't object to that, so they did. And it was just stupid. They just extended it out another hearing because they couldn't get him to consent to do their stuff. In an administrative court, they have to have your consent. Most of the time, your attorney is giving them their consent. Some of the time, your damn fear is giving them the consent. Some of the time, your anger. Oh, yeah, and I know this because I've been in all of those. So, your consent, they need your consent. And they have little shitty ways of getting it, of trying to get it. They told Rodney that I couldn't, they told me that I could attend the hearing, the Zoom hearing, but I couldn't say anything because I'm not a licensed attorney. They emailed this to me. So I emailed them back right away. Like, dude, you guys are on some bullshit. Nobody has a license. You don't have no damn license. So I already knew they was going to try and go ahead with the hearing. So I told them, look, I'm going to come down and file something. So, so I went down and I actually put together the demand to recuse the judge because Ronnie was working out of town, and I knew that he was working out of town. So he stopped by and signed it in the morning on his way to work, and I went down there and filed it at 9:44. And I think they contacted him at like 10:20 or something. And they told him, "Oh no, Mr. Neighbors can't help you. You got to do." He said, "I am doing it myself. Mr. Neighbors ain't how to sign." Yeah. So you know that you're proud of your kid, or this man, Yeah, okay. I told him, "What'd you tell him?" He told me, "I told the judge that I did not agree to contract with the RICO administrative court." Oh, 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 yeah. I was on the floor. I was like, damn, he didn't even put it nice. That was so funny. Oh yeah, so let me get back to work. Okay, so now they had to schedule another hearing. So, but the problem was that the judge was recused already before they had the hearing. But the judge's assistant, who I was communicating with, rushed downstairs to greet me when I showed up with the document. And he told the sheriff deputy some bullshit. I'm just saying, because there were like 7 or 8 sheriff deputies, and they're all, and I knew half of them, and I'm friends with them. I've never been disrespected by the Douglas County Sheriff Department in the 40-something years that I've been in this community. Never, not one time. Now, I don't hate on the police because I have friends that work there or had. They're all retired now. Okay, but it just takes a few apples to ruin it for everybody. It just takes a few apples to ruin it for everybody. So tomorrow he's going to file what we need to file to address the fact that they're just trying to ignore everything that we're filing and move ahead. You guys had that problem? Yeah, we got a new plan for it. We're going to be talking about it soon. Now, the other thing is, when the judge is asking you, if say you're in court for credit card crap or something, or even for foreclosure. Okay, so how do they want you to pay? Because they took gold and silver off the market, and they keep it in for themselves. That's my opinion. So how are we supposed to pay? According to the law, we're supposed to pay. We're not supposed to pay Federal Reserve notes. Oh, yeah, we can do that. We can make our. Oh wait, no, that might be not a good idea. Yours might be, yours might have more value than the ones that we're using over here. So you guys can see, is this court a record? I just wanted to know, is this an administrative process or a judicial process? What rules are we following? I just don't know. Are we following the civil rules procedure? Are we following the local rules? Are we following, I don't know, what jurisdiction are we in? Are we in animal trade jurisdiction? Like you are when you're out in the sea? Or are we in animal trade jurisdiction on the land? Is the jurisdiction made up as we go? Oh. Okay, so here's the thing. Without a fact of findings and a conclusions of a law, you're in an administrative court that operates from the local rules, that does whatever the hell they want to. So, so then one question I would have to the judge is, Judge, are you going to, my legal team wanted me to ask you, are you going to provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law with your crappy order? I was going to say something else. Oh, I gotta stay focused because I already know they on some bullshit. So I'm just kidding. So, are you going to provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law with your order? Because my legal team said they reviewed some of your past cases and it didn't appear that you provided those crucial things. Because without those, no one can file an appeal. Without those, you've been dragged into an administrative court where your due process is getting jacked over there at the time they started the dragging. Now, here's the thing with the administrative court, judicial court. All of these people argue with me. Well, some of them try. I don't even have time for that shit, okay? Because the judge has immunity, complete immunity. If the judge has complete immunity, why the hell do we have civil rights laws? Why? Why? Why do we have civil rights? It's ridiculous. Here's the thing. Their words say the judge has immunity for judicial functions. Go look that shit up. If y'all ask, don't believe me. I'm just saying. I've done my homework. I wrote and be sitting in a situation room. Okay? The judge has immunity for judicial functions, but without a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, you're not in a judicial function. I mean, that's simple for me. I mean, all these people have all of this other stuff, and I'm not that damn smart. I just have to keep this shit simple, so I ain't got to be thinking about it a whole bunch. Without a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, your ass is in an administrative hearing where you have no rights. And the corporation is the one that put you there. The corporation is the one that's paying the judge. The corporation is paying the sub-corporations to beat your ass down and take your, yeah. The property transfer statutes mandate that your deed is supposed to be delivered to your house. How many of y'all ass got your deed delivered to your house? No, I'm not talking. I had one lady, I have my... No, I'm not talking about that paper copy piece of shit. That's not what I'm talking about. And people telling me, I pay cash. Well, the people before you weren't smart enough, unless your family owned that property from, 1871 or something. Okay, once they register your deed, they send you out a bunch of shit, and then they take over your property. You people don't even know that they have freaking liens against your property. They have debts that use your property for liens against the money from the federal government and all this other stuff. That's the beauty of, yeah. And one of the things that you all need to be adding to your lawsuit, if you're in foreclosure or any kind of property tax, anything that got to do with your property, is the Register of Deeds Association. Every state has a Register of Deeds Association. In my opinion, that's where all of this shit starts. Getting lined up, your property lined up for everybody to start taking shots at it. And then once that happens, there's a land bank. There's also a land bank. Yeah, hell, Shelby County, Tennessee, they sold 400 homes in Shelby County, Tennessee. Action 5 News did a freaking thing on a whole investigation, and only 44 of those homes were tax delinquent. They sold them in property tax. Yep. Only 44 of them. And, yeah, that's not the shit, though. The shit, though, is that the money's missing. But I watched the entire investigation. And the dude came out from Shelby County and was telling they don't evict nobody. They just sell the properties to get the money back so they can fix them up or whatever. Okay, but the Channel 5 people, okay, they asked the dude about this particular property that was worth $30,000. The property sold in the land bank. In the county land bank, the property sold for $500 in the county land bank. And the taxes were $2,800. And it sold to some people overseas. Okay, so you know what? Everybody is talking about China owning all of our property and all our farmland and all that shit. And I'm like, y'all need to just turn your head around the other way. Y'all looking behind you, okay? Because China don't own shit. Y'all asses don't own shit. our asses, okay, sorry. Okay, we don't own shit because they have the damn title. And that's the whole goal of this stuff. Any of my stuff, I got to get the title out of your, get the title delivered to you. And that's what I would be telling the judge. If they drag my ass in a hearing, when I got done saying the other stuff that we talked about at the top of this, we go right in. You're here to make sure they follow the statutes. Those statutes are not valid laws that I have to follow. But y'all asses of corporations are supposed to follow them to make it fair for us. So I need you to order them to deliver my deed like the statute says, and remove all of the information from. And there's actually 2 documents that you got to make sure that they get out. I don't remember the other document off the top of my head. But there's 2 documents that you got to get out of their office. And, you tell them to make sure to move all of it. And then, oh, by the way, Judge, could you order them also to contact the credit reporting agencies and remove all the lies that they've been reporting to them about the late payments and stuff? Because the actuality of it is the whole mortgage loan was mortgage fraud, and it was created with my signature. Bam! On a promissory note. There, I said it. Oh, yeah. And back the judge in the corner. Now, here's the main reason why you want to back judge in the corner. Because if you understand that there's no fact of findings or conclusions of law that they're going to provide, they can't. And I had a conversation with my girlfriend about this. They can't. They can't provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law because the whole reason they got you here was told bull crap. So if the judge can't provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law, then you're going to be able to sue the judge for dragging you into the administrative hearing. Oh, people telling me, oh, coach, they're going to throw it out. So that means it's faster you go into the cha-ching chang. Seriously. Of course they're going to try to throw it out because your ass ain't in the program. But if they're not going to use the fact of findings and the conclusions of law, I'd be like, dude, you should throw that shit out. Oh, and now you can bring that shit to the table. Over here, we're learning how to address their process and procedures that violate you. That's what we address the why. Why they're able to do it, not the what. Now, we add the what in there after we beat the ass with the why, because it takes care of the arguing. They ain't trying to argue about the what. They want to talk about the what. They ain't trying to argue the why, because the why means they'd have to change their policies and procedures. Oh, yeah. And you know what? In the lawsuit, in the badass shit, we addressed the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. If you want to look this up, you better make sure you add of 1946 on there and be ready to take some time to go back a whole bunch of pages. Otherwise, you're going to pull up a Cornell Law Library watered down bull crap. So the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 is a federal law that was enacted and is still a law. And it mandates that these corporations are supposed to have their policies and procedures in line with the Constitution. Bam! Oh, they don't like that. The people that are using that in the premium packages, if you watch the updated instructional videos and the original instructional videos, and you know the difference and how to apply it, ain't nobody having. That's a federal law. So all of our documents, we come in with Tucker's Act violation, which is also a federal law. The Tucker's Act is a federal law, and it makes it a federal crime for the players to violate your due process or your Fifth Amendment. And it strips the judge of their fake ass qualified immunity, total immunity, whatever now. Strips them of that. But it's an act. People don't realize that these acts are federal laws, and this is how you bring criminal fire up in the ass. Oh, that's how we're doing it. You got the Tucker's Act. We got the Administrative Procedures Act in the top stuff. If you're in the thing, we got the Tucker's Act. We got in the criminal stuff, we got the Civil Rights Act of 1871. That's a federal law too. And the Civil Rights Act of 1871 is where the 42 U.S.C. 1983 stuff came from. Okay? So, what's the difference? And I had to explain this to my girlfriend, okay, because she's pretty smart. So what's the difference? Over here, where it started, it was a federal crime to detain, arrest, or whatever, somebody that, that hadn't committed a crime, or that you know what I'm saying, just because he wanted to screw with you. And the Ku Klux Klan came out with that. That's how but that's what it was. But they watered it down when they came up with the 42 U.S.C. 1983. They want to still give you a right to regress for the due process violation. But they don't want to make it a crime anymore because that's kind of hard because we do both. Mm-hmm. We do both. And by the time when I say that, I hope I'm open. So the main goal of being in my program is for you to jumpstart your critical thinking process about what's really going on, who the real people are that are trying to take shit. Because if you don't have that shit right, then you're running around talking about the lender and all of this stuff, and it's the attorneys over there working with the state and the judge. They all get paid from the same fund, the one that they bill from taking a shit. I'm just, okay, sorry. Okay, let's say hi to everyone. Welcome to the show tonight, beautiful woman. Okay, that's my girlfriend. Just in case you guys, I don't talk like this to people. Thank you, King. Welcome to the show tonight. We're going backwards tonight, and we're going to get to the first few people that was here because that was a little bit late tonight. Having that meeting with Ronnie, making sure he was all lined out. Welcome, Joseph. Yeah, well, the cool thing about this is we learning about the thing. And when I say we, people saying great coach, you're great, whatever. And thank you, whatever. But I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for the real-time feedback from all of the people that are tired of getting beat the hell down. And my family. Yeah, we bringing it fire tonight, and no, Heather, no, we don't want a hearing, and I love that. No, we don't want a hearing. Now, tonight's show wasn't to go in the hearing, and the tonight's show is if your ass already lined up to do that, or you find yourself there, or your friends there, or something. No, we don't want the hearing, and that's in the worst case scenario. But you know what? The same things that we talked about tonight are the things that you ask or use to make sure there ain't no hearing. And the way you do that is the only words that should come out of your mouth when you're talking to the clerk, when you're talking to the attorney, the judge's assistant, the only words that should come out of your mouth is stuff off the paper that you want to stick in their face. Okay? It's about letting them know the facts that you know. Because if they know, you understand. If you don't put on there that there's a lender, if you watch the instructions and sign up on the Twitter coaching page where you can, on that page, anytime anyone has a challenge and it's not personal, and even if it's personal, I discuss it, but not with names or whatever. It's just, hey, this situation that come up today, this is how we handle it, or whatever. After we got done, and and there's been a time or two where someone had the right to make me run. I don't remember when that was. Did I say that? No, strike that. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're all here learning and trying to get it done, and we don't all have. I don't have the answers for everybody, but we're learning how to stop the court process because people have been doing their homework, and we're getting pretty good at it. I think King said he's crushing some judge and making croutons for his salad. And he's having fun. I love that because that's what I used to tell people. My guarantee is you're going to learn how to have some fun. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You're not doing your homework because if you do your homework, with what I put together for you, and it don't matter how much you spend. What matters is that you get something and get your ass going. Okay? That's what matters. Hey, Milton. Thank you for your investment. Milton invested in, I think this is the same person that invested in my lawsuit package. Check your email, man. I sent you a little something extra. Yeah, that demand to strike that I put together for Rodney to jam up the divorce court judge over there. Oh, it's so badass. It's so badass. Danielle's using it right now, and she's in the eviction process, and we're hoping that everything goes well for her. We'll find out in a few days. Sometimes people find out that it's easier to work harder in the beginning, especially if you're facing the eviction process, than it is to do the work in the end facing the eviction process. It's easier to do it in the beginning of the whole thing than it is to to not get it done until you're backed up against the wall. So I'm just saying, it's a lot easier to get that stuff done before you feel the burn. Yeah, but you know what? We'll see how it goes because it. Yeah, check your email. I sent you something in email earlier today. Okay, guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time. I hope you guys learned something from the stream tonight. I got to get to work and put together one more document to crush the judge's journal entry in that stupid case right there that they filed against my kid, and they ain't even served him. They have not served him. Judge D says, and Taylor Hunt is the court is a young man who's the judge's assistant, and Taylor Hunt is the one that ordered my Rodney to the hearing, knowing the first one they canceled, then they ordered him again, knowing that he still hadn't been served. And the reason they did this to try to circumvent the situation because we dissolved the marriage 3.5 months prior to his cheating ass ex coming up with this attorney to ignore that there was no marriage. Now the judge has been recused, and we have where we're going to file a temporary restraining order to block the state from receiving federal funding. And that document, I believe, is included in all of your packages. And we do that under the spending clause in the Constitution. The spending clause allows the federal government to block the federal funding for the entire state if they violate your due process or your Fifth Amendment. So these guys want to play around, so we're going to play around, but we play kind of rough. So I think they're finding out. The problem that these corporations have is it takes them a real long time to figure out to get their head out of the sand, the mud. We'll call it mud, to get their head out of the mud. That's the picture that I want. Okay, sorry. That I want to visualize. It takes them a long time. They gotta have meetings, and then they gotta check and see if they can get their friends to help them or whatever. And we ain't got time for that shit. So we're going ahead and we told them that we're going to file a claim. We're going to put a less penance lien against some property. Some property somewhere that the judge owns is about to get a lien put against it. Less penance lien. And then, you got to get a certified copy of your lawsuit to do that. And the property value is it's a little less than half of what we're going in for, but there's 39 residents, and it looks like they're all. I haven't been inside the building. I just went and walked around. I'm going to post a video tomorrow about it and to walk around and everything. And it looks like the property is like law offices. And I can't imagine 39 officers in there, but I don't know. According to the internet, it says there's 39 residents that live there. So the value of the property, according to the internet, is maybe a little less than half of what we're asking. So maybe the rent from the 39 residents. Okay, so you know what? Here's the thing. The value in this program is only limited by your fear or your lack of freaking creativity. And I'm, one of the good things, I don't do this very often, but one of the good things about helping my family is that I get to do whatever I want. And my family's badass because they already know what, So I was telling Ron, I said, they're trying to get you to agree to kiss their ass. Pretty much is how I put it. And they need your consent. And at some point maybe they're going to push you. He looks at me and says, "Dude, I've been to jail before." Oh, I'm not scared of going to jail. I've been to jail before. So, the point here is when you take the fear out of it and check that shit at the curb, it opens up a whole new situation. Because she's looking at paperwork. I'm like, dude, you can own this building. I mean, I don't know. These people should have went and sat their happy asses down. And this is the part that pissed me off. And this is the part that pissed me off in the email, that made them want to go and have a whole bunch of police officers like I'm going to get my ass beat out. Come on now. Y'all got to know. Just throw me the handcuffs, okay? I'll put them on my own ass. No. Okay, but see, here's the thing that pissed me off. Their bullshit program is their bullshit program. When you come to the table and you done kick that shit in their freaking face, they're supposed to get the hell out of your way and give you a pass. They're not supposed to keep scheduling hearings and keep dragging you in there and doing all this other stuff when they know they don't know. That you know. So that's the part that pissed me off. But you know what? Just like I told my kid, they can keep doing that. Okay? Because the way I roll is I'm not asking them for shit. So we're just going to do what we do, and they can come to the table and decide if they want to do something to stop us doing what we want to do. Because I already know they don't have the money to pay us what we're asking for what they're doing to us. And this is what Tammy's learning too. Tammy's at the door to jam up the magistrate judge for trying to help the other attorneys calling the show cause hearing. She's at the door and she's jamming up the magistrate judge for $100 million because the magistrate judge did not have consent forms signed from all parties. Their rules, their laws says that, yeah, that's supposed to happen. And that didn't happen. And the magistrate judge is also in violation of the Foreign Agent Registration Act because she's not registered at FAR. And the magistrate judge also violated the Tuckers Act and the Administration Procedures Act. And oh, yeah, so now it ain't even about that other shit over there that was the reason why you're here. Until you make them respect you, got crap for the program. I throw up on them. Oh, until you earn until you beat them in the face. And that's kind of how I roll. So, and you guys can see this with this thing. I did the same thing with my sister. That was a while back. Yep, I ain't asking for nobody to dismiss nothing. As a matter of fact, oh, when I went down there and stuck that shit, I told Ronnie that that I should be paying him for having all this fun. Oh, so you guys can see that you don't have to take this shit. And if you watch the instructional videos, we already know what they're going to try and do. And, so it's up to you. My bottom line, you watch the video, cops pulling me over. He asked me for and he's like, this insurance is expired. He hands it back to me like I'm trying to pull some shit. So I'm like, okay, here's another one. Yeah. This one's expired by 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, seriously, that's it. Get the hell, no, that's it. That's all you're getting. Oh, yeah. And then they came back after spending 15 or 20 minutes to let me know they wasn't going to arrest me. And they wanted to let me know, they were asking me if I knew I had a warrant out for my for my arrest. I started laughing. Look at you go, girlfriend. A lot of the times, these players are all the same people. They're all the same people. The judge that's doing this shit, the judge they're all the same people. And this is the only time that it's good to be on the blacklist. Oh, this is the only time it's good to be on the blacklist, Most of the shit that's black is not good. You got Black Friday, the Black Plague. You got oh, so yeah. So when you burn their ass, they put you on the blacklist. That means that they don't want your ass in their court anymore. Mm-hmm. When you get so y'all ass need to make sure that you're working to get on the coach's blacklist. like Heather, get her ass on the blacklist when they don't want to mess with you. They don't want to bother with you. They don't want to bother with you, number one, because they know you're right. The main reason they don't want to bother with you, now, I'm just going to throw it out here. The main reason they don't want to is not because they're scared of your ass or yours. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about you. The main reason they don't want to bother with you, especially when you burn their ass, is because they care about their own self. They don't want all the people that they've been burning for all of these years to know that they all got screwed. They don't want their neighbors to know. Their friends. They screw their friends over too. I'm pretty sure they do. Thank you, shattered by corruption. Okay, guys, I need to go and watch a movie, and yeah, that's what I do. No, most of the time. Now, sometime the stuff I got to do because I agree to do things to help some people, or if they lose stuff or whatever or something, and then I can't go to bed till the list is done. So I'm weird like that. So if you ask me to do some extra stuff, I'm like, oh hell no. It's because the list is long. Okay. If you need something, the best place to ask me is in the coaching group. I don't check my emails. People think I coach in the emails. I try to answer their questions if I'm there, and then I tell you I'm not going to answer any more questions because people are lazy. And, excuse me, it's easier for them to, but they don't understand that we need to be thinking about it from my time concept, so to speak. Because I got a whole bunch of people lined up in front of your ass. Okay? So if you don't do the things the way that I have them lined up, then it turns into a time issue. And I've had people get mad at me. Okay? And I care, but I don't care. I'm a coach. And if I was all whatever, I'd be a shitty coach. Okay? At the end of the day, I'm here to get this stuff done that we need to get done. And if that's not getting done, I'm going to tell you. If you don't like it, you can let me know. And then I'll move your ass to the back of the list because I got a whole bunch of people right here that are ready to jump up here and get in the ring and punch these people to protect their property and their families. So I'm going to go watch my movie. Maybe. I need to see what my girlfriend picked out tonight. I might have to come back. Okay, no. Is she still here? Okay, she's still here. I'm coming, babe. Good night, you guys. Thank you for the value of sharing your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to post, and I'm going to show you what we're doing to the divorce court people over there. And the cool thing about this is you guys don't do this shit right there. So I'm starting stopping the court process 101. 102 now. Later.